teenage girls right now.
Goodbye.
Gotta watch out, that fake wokeness will jump right out and get ya! It's all about a performance, not just with teenage girls, but influencers and celebrities too. Speaking of celebrities, Matt Damon had to spend some time with Trump supporters for his new movie and had a major realization. Hilaria Baldwin's latest excuse for faking being Spanish is that she's culture fluid. These stars want President Biden to raise your gas prices even more, and medical journals are now saying parents should have zero rights when it comes to opposing their child's gender transition. I'm AlexClark, and this is Poplatix, the first ever daily conservative entertainment news show. An A-list actor revealing Trump supporters might not be that bad after all?
I think you're trying to trick me.
Nope, swear. Matt Damon was doing press for his new movie Stillwater, which is about an oil worker from Stillwater, Oklahoma, who has to fight to save his daughter, played by Abigail Breslin, after she's imprisoned in France. It comes out July 30th in the US, and there's some big Taken vibes.
But everybody thinks that I killed her.
We have exhausted every possible legal action.
Is the lawyer not helping you?
I'm doing it myself for now.
I could help.
What's your name?
Maya.
Maya. Oh, that's nice.
She's very protective with me.
You seen that guy before?
No one would talk to you, trust me. I'm not from here. It's not safe for you.
She's my little girl.
Dad, please.
Damon wanted to go to Oklahoma to study for the role and described it as fascinating. He said, "These people were wonderful to us and really helped us. I didn't know when I first read the script how specific this culture was in Texas and Oklahoma. These roughnecks and what they do, so it was really eye-opening for me."
This is about freedom, it's not about oil.
Apparently, Damon visited a bunch of oil sites around Oklahoma and said, "Oil workers even invited me into their homes in a backyard barbecue where a guitar comes out and somebody starts singing church songs."
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, rib.
Of course, a reporter had to ask Damon if he thought his character was a Trump supporter.
Do you mind? I'm trying to sit here.
So stupid. Have you noticed that the left just cannot get over Trump? They can't discuss anything without bringing him up. Damon clarified that his character had a previous felony and wouldn't even be able to vote anyways, but that yes, the character probably would have supported Trump. Damon responded, "They're in the oil business. Their livelihood depends on that, so I don't think it's even a question at all." He said, "We didn't want to make it expressly political. He is who he is from where he is from, and the movie has a lot of empathy for him."
God used to be present in these pines. I look around, I don't see him anywhere.
Don't be blaspheming here.
Blaspheming? I used to go ass screaming through those fields till you...
Hopefully Matt Damon absorbed some testosterone from these great God-fearing patriots and won't forget everything he learned from this experience within a few weeks after he goes back to his tribe of godless globalist elites.
We're gonna make history.
Before I tell you this next story, tap the heart button on this Instagram video real quick while the episode is open. Thank you, Queen. Remember when I told you that celebrities who get caught doing something shady or unpopular will just switch the narrative and claim to be a member of the LGBTQ community or trans or something else super bizarre? If you guessed the latter for Hilaria Baldwin, you'd be correct.
You guessed right.
In case you forgot, the big scandal Alec Baldwin's wife Hilaria was embroiled in. She faked her entire identity as a Spaniard when she's really just a white chick named Hillary from Boston who went on a few vacations to Spain as a kid. She got major blowback for that and then went under the radar for a while. But now she's back and is basically saying she's Rachel Dolezal Part 2. That's right. She says culture can be fluid.
That does not seem like a possibility, babe.
She wrote on Instagram, culture, languages, sexual orientations, religions, political beliefs are allowed to be fluid, and that it can feel hard to belong when you're multi.
You're not making any sense. Are you on drugs?
Then she said people with multicultures are valid, worthy, and don't need to explain or get into the uncomfortable prove-it conversation.
And it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
Right, so now I'm a bigot it if I ask someone questions to prove they are a certain culture if they're obviously making it up. LOLs for days.
This is the craziest thing.
It used to cost me a little under $40 to fill my tank up. Now it's around $60. I'm sure you've noticed this too. Gas prices have risen 40% since January 1st, the highest in 7 years.
I have gas, lots of gas.
Don't worry though, you can still celebrate. Food for a picnic is down 16 cents.
Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all.
But seriously, the inflation we're experiencing right now is crippling, and several celebs are still pushing President Joe Biden to shut down more pipelines for their climate change, anti-fossil fuel agenda, even though it will raise prices for everyday Americans even higher.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Ed Helms, Katy Perry, Leonardo DiCaprio, Chris Evans, and Scarlett Johansson are just some of the names of stars who are in Joe Biden's ear asking him to end construction of the Enbridge Oil Sands Pipeline number 3.
If you build it, nerds will come.
Don't forget that when Biden first got elected, he killed the Keystone Pipeline, which eliminated over 1,000 jobs. But they don't want him to stop there.
Let's keep this party train going.
Make the peasants pay more is the noble sentiment from our compassionate and loving celebrity elite. Maybe when the next fire breaks out in Southern California, we shouldn't send any trucks or planes because they're out of gas, duh. Sorry, we had to turn off the power in your overpriced apartment. Not enough fossil fuel energy to run the generators.
Do people still use fossil fuels, or have you discovered crystallic fusion?
Well, let's see. We got double A's.
It's Tuesday, which means I've got a few more quick stories to tell you about.
Hot Take Tuesday.
Are you a big country music fan? We know how I feel about it.
Country boy, I love you.
John Rich from Big and Rich told Breitbart News that the very liberal majority of those in the country music industry have become emboldened in recent months to push woke leftist ideology publicly despite the views of the majority of the country music audience.
I'm hoping my southern charm offsets all these rapey vibes I'm putting out.
Rich said the mere threat of cancellation keeps conservative-leaning artists from speaking out, arguing it is actually a step deeper than cancel culture because it ultimately creates a divide between the country music industry and the country music audience. It's a real shame that the industry can't even stand with their own audience. Thank you, cancel culture.
Poop in your fist.
Scooter Braun and his wife, Yale Cohen, are getting divorced. Tay Voodoo strikes again.
All right.
For the record, I don't celebrate the divorce of anyone, but some Swifties are definitely more savage than others. They believe this is all evidence that Tay Voodoo is at work.
I'm voodoo. Yo! I've been voodooed!
In case you don't know, Tay Voodoo is a name Swifties give to the karma that seems to destroy anyone who ever wrongs Taylor Swift. First, the Kim and Kanye divorce. Now, Scooter. If the supernatural rumor is true, trouble could be on the horizon for Justin and Hailey Bieber, since Justin was Team Kanye and Scooter. And, of course, is famously the ex to Taylor's bestie, Selena. The day of reckoning will come.
The day of reckoning will come. Stay tuned.
The Journal of Medical Ethics just published an article that says taking a LGBT patient testimony seriously also means that parents should lose veto power over most transition-related pediatric care.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, you heard that right. A medical journal is officially advocating that parents should not have a say if their child wants to get permanent body-altering gender surgery or hormones.
I knew this would happen.
Please understand, this issue is not about left versus right. This is about the sane versus the insane. You don't have to be conservative at all to agree that our medical professionals working with the government to strip parents of their parental rights is wrong and sets a terrifying precedent.
No, you're dude.
If you are wondering if there will be a Sex Life Season 2, actress Sarah Shahi says, fingers crossed, we've been in the top 10 for over a week in 86 countries, including the US, and that's bananas. But Netflix also really cares how many people watch the whole thing in the first 28 days, so encourage your friends to finish if they haven't yet.
I was never unhappy with you, except for the sex. And I know I should have been honest about who I was and what I needed, but I didn't. I didn't want to.
Sorry, I just think I'm too stupid to understand this.
Sidebar, how dope was it when Sasha used a Ben Shapiro quote in the show?
Feelings aren't facts, Brad. The fact is, you were bad for her.
Are you coming to SAS in Tampa this weekend? I just got my outfits ordered. Very exciting. If you didn't earlier, make sure you like this episode. There are some major bombshells in Hot Take Tuesday today, and I am curious what you think about those and how you feel about Matt Damon and Hilaria Baldwin's very different but interesting revelations. Plus, put this episode on your Instagram story to share the show with people and hit that save button. We're back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. It's pop culture without the propaganda every single day. I'm AlexClark, and this is Poplatix. Click below to watch yesterday's episode. Please subscribe, thumbs up, share this video, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss the conservative. And make sure you're following this show at Poplatix on Instagram for even more CUTEservative content.